Oh man, look at this. Look at this. Market is open and it is ripping, kid. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We see a dive underneath this order block here. Respect of that order block over here on the ES. And prices on its way. Good day, everybody. Good day. Looks like we're finally getting some bullish pressure to take away from these shorts that have been going insane, bro. You guys notice? You guys noticed the sell-off yesterday, bro? Can't tell me we didn't call this sell-off, bro. This was where we were trying to short up in this wick, and it just wouldn't go anywhere. And I said it, I'm like, watch me come back 5 hours from now, and it just dumped. Crazy, right? But I'm loving the bearish pressure. We're still inside of this bearish range, right? So what's my profile going into today? I will, first of all, yesterday, what did yesterday showed me to simply wait until price interacts with this extreme order block right here, which is what I had highlighted. If you go back and watch yesterday's stream, this is exactly what I wanted to see. It gives you a slight retest, but I remember shorting it somewhere in here and price just wouldn't go. Stops me at break even, I think, on this move or somewhere in here. And then there goes that, right? But I ultimately tried to short this order block here. Once price put this up close candle, swept it, and then got back below it. I remember trying to short it down in here, and we got hit with a nuke candle. So going forward, I have to stick with shorting the best order block. Just makes trading a lot less stressful. It's tough though when lately price has been running. So you get that. You see how this right here, if you were waiting for the best order block up here, it doesn't come back, but you get this similar situation right here where it breaks this low and you can start shorting underneath this up close candle and it plays out just fine. So, you know, that's why I said yesterday, sometimes you understand what type of trade you're taking and you go lower risk and see what happens, right? But today, just look at where price is reacting to. We're right back in this area. We're seeing SMT, somehow ES is stronger. So let's go ahead and drop to the 30-minute or go up to the 30-minute and see, like check. All right, yeah, we're good, right? Yeah, let's go up here and see where price is drawing towards, and if we can get a flip back bearish. There's really no reason to be looking for buys unless we start truly disrespecting these bearish areas of interest. All right, so we have this bearish down close candle here. Really nice. Pushing up into here. Looks like we're going to have to wait for this manipulation to settle. So if I look into this 30-minute candle, what do I see? I see sweep, boom, boom. Nice, nice. 5-minute chart, I see we have 9:30 open right here. And price just rips higher. There's not much going on, just one 5-minute candle. So could be similar to yesterday's market open where we saw, if you go to 9:30, look at what we saw yesterday, right? Remember, bro, we caught this move yesterday so clean. It was just, oh my goodness. Remember, we see this drive higher at 9:30 and I'm like, bro, it's pushing right into bearish territory. If price can start showing that exhaustion, you can use this leg right here for your short. And sure enough, right? So maybe today we get a similar approach. Let me check the news real fast. Oh man, we have 10 a.m. news today. So this is literally looking just like yesterday. Price pushes higher to open the market, pretend to be bullish, blah, blah, blah. And then using yesterday as a profile, that's pretty smart, right? We have, look at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. opens, immediately goes the opposite way of the market open. And then here we are today. ripping higher for no reason here. Yeah, bro. Starting to look like a scam already. We're overextending, as we noticed, right? Anytime you overextend into bearish territory, same type of results unfold. Here's the forecast for today. We have consumer sentiment at 10 a.m. And then that'll be it for the major news on Forex Factory. So that's what I'll wait for here. Even if I was bullish, right? Let's look at this profile. Like, what are you seeing besides that SMT sweep? We have this 9 to 9:30 candle. Yeah, it's tough. ES looks a lot more bullish, right? Where you see, all right, we have this fair value gap. We have an order block in that fair value gap. And then you see 8:30 and 9 maintain this candle range. If we go into the 5-minute, we're going to see some sort of down close candle supporting this. 8:30 to 9. All right, here it is here from the 8 o'clock open. This down close candle, either one of these down close candles is supporting this move higher. If we look at NASDAQ, it should be very similar. Yeah, there it is. Nice, right? You see the sweep, you see the support, very clean. But you don't know this level is going to be support until you get that breakout, right? This move right here wasn't a breakout. This move wasn't a breakout. It was the initial move showing you maybe this could hold, and then 9:30 opens and breaks out. Perfect. If you're like an opening range trader, maybe you take this this long here. But this, bro, look how massive these candles are, bro. This is a 150-point 5-minute candle. You can't just buy that. All right, so the waiting game begins. Sit back, wait for the news to unfold. Let me go add some levels to my chart while we wait. I know we have London high sitting here. Asia high right above it. Same over here. London, Asia. Daily chart, where's that previous daily high? Just in case price wants to show some like Friday recovery. All right, so those are the highs from yesterday, Asia and London. And then we already took out that previous daily low. So I could see price showing some relief here, right? We got Monday as a bullish day. Then we get Tuesday down, Wednesday down, Thursday down. We have this daily fair value gap over here on NASDAQ. Price could want to, show some type of relief. I would completely understand that. But I'm watching this this order block here, right? I have it marked out. This order block, we push into this gap, down close candle, show some strength, push back, sweep it, and still show a lot of strength. The moment we lose this on both charts, right? Notice ES hasn't broken it yet. The moment price starts closing below here, that's the only profile that I should be expecting. A break and retest lower. Let's go, man. I'm so due for a really, really nice sequence of trades where I'm like 10, 15 trades into the month with all bangers. That's like the hunt right now. Yesterday, I can't really be bothered by yesterday. Decent risk management. Only thing I would say to myself is, bro, just wait for the most premium opportunity, which is easy to say in hindsight because yesterday actually pulled back for the first time in like a week. All the other trades, you could have pressed short anywhere along anywhere, and you would have made a great trade somehow, right? But all right, here we are, man, pushing into bearish territory. Let me mark off this as a potential roadblock here. This opening price, clearly a lot of bearish pressure up in here. I hate that price is still going higher. But we have 15 minutes until news. All right, 15 minutes until news, and let's see who's online today. Look at this, bro. This is crazy. We have this gap from yesterday. Bro, I don't know if you guys noticed, bro. A lot of people aren't streaming lately, bro. I don't know if you guys noticed that, bro. A lot of people are not streaming. They just pop up with good trades and make you think that they're just killing the charts. I'm like, bro, what happened to your live stream, bro? Know me, right? You guys know me. I'm brave enough, bold enough to trade every day. Wins, losses, I don't care. This reach right here is like so dramatic right now. Boom, 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 boom. I like this OB here as well. I like how it held up. We got a slight drive into the gap. Not bad. $46 candle at the open. Anybody who was in shorts is devastated. And this was a 250 move. You cannot complain about the volume these days, man. You just can't. That's crazy. So if you guys have a bias today, I would assume it's going to be bearish. But if you wanted to argue for the buys, you could say once this candle closes, right, you're going to see, well, I don't see any bearish pressure in this candle at all. So I wouldn't even look to trade this candle, right? So similar to what we saw over here, right? Here's a good rule of thumb. If you're bullish, you want to see this candle offer at least some bearish pressure. That way you have a gauge on where the sellers are inside of this 30-minute candle. And here was your bearish pressure right here. You got 930, 935, 940, 945. At 950 and 955, you see the bearish step in. This is your bearish pressure, right? So if you're bullish, you need to see price get through these, hold above it, retest it, break structure or whatever, reject it somehow to continue higher. And if you're bearish like I was, right, you're looking for price to continue this bearish pressure, retest in here and break structure to go lower, right? And that's exactly what you'll get most of the time. Like unless price just runs away all day, like let's say today it just keeps going up, 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 then those are the trades where you just walk away. But you'll see that more times than not here. Let's see, 930 here. You get 930 right here. 930 opens bearish and then it closes bearish, right? So now you ask yourself, if I'm going to truly, what is this? Oh, if I'm truly going to be bearish, I need to figure out where were the buyers in this candle. 930, here's a buyer here, a nice bullish move up. And that's your most effective move higher, including that wick, including this wick down below. So this is where I'm like, all right, if this candle closes bearish, which it does, we pull back into these buyers and show any rejection, break structure. All right, you see price drive up, break this low, pull right back into it and reject again. There goes your short. And if I'm not mistaken, I took this short. Yeah, I did take this short. This was on Wednesday. Right, so the profile is honestly very, very clean when it wants to be. It's just when the market decides that it doesn't really want to go anywhere is the problem. All right, so those types of trading days, you just accept whatever the market gives you. If it wants to chop you out, stop you out, who cares at this point? I'm starting to understand that the market has a good side and a bad side. When the market's showing its good side, you catch bangers and you know, move on to the next day. And then the same thing when the market wants to be stupid. You leave it alone, let it play out, on to the next day, right? And then eventually you should be able to stack up some payouts and call it a day. But officially 7 minutes left. All right, that went by pretty fast. Look at where we are now. We're right back in bearish territory. We're at the catalyst, right? This is where price showed the most bearish pressure yesterday. So I'm anticipating price to show at least some sort of bearishness right now. That way I have an area to work with inside of this 30-minute candle. I need to see some bearish closures so that I know where the sellers are inside of this bullish candle. Because, right, if price ends up being bullish today, it will use down close candles, meaning it'll go lower first, fail to go lower, put in down close candles, and then start to use those candles as a breakout retest to go higher. So it's important, right? You have to see opposing candles. Otherwise, you have no clue as to what's about to happen. Right, similar to this move here, you get this move higher. I'm not looking for buys until I see sellers step in and fail. Now we see sellers step in, fail. If we can pull back and retest these down closed candles, that's a good sign for higher. And there you go. That's exactly what happens, right? Thing is, I'm not bullish. And I don't know if you guys remember, but I said it coming into this year. I'm 100% bearish. I don't know what anybody else is talking about, but I can almost guarantee you we're going to see a lot of selling pressure this year. And what do you know, right? And it wasn't just like a guess. It was obvious if you ask me. When ES took out all-time highs in January, NASDAQ was nowhere near it. And then we had a major sell-off for the first time. Typically, when we make all-time highs, both charts end up reaching all-time highs. For the first time in a couple years, one chart made an all-time high and the other one was nowhere near it. And then we broke structure on the higher time frame. Like if you look over here, this break of structure, we took the high once, took the high twice, but this take right here and break a structure, that right there was telling me, yeah, bro, this isn't going to be looking pretty good. I don't think NASDAQ can make it up here. We're probably going to push a lot lower before then. All right, so here we go. Nice rejection, right on cue. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Did we tap into that yet? No. So naturally what I'm looking at is, all right, so if we're rejecting here, what's inside of this candle here? Where are the buyers at? So now I can drag this over and I can look inside of it to see what structure reveals. 5-minute chart. When I look inside of here, I'll see that there's only one buyer at the top of this candle, the bottom of the candle, which we've already broken. So yeah, you would expect price to show exhaustion at the top, just like we're seeing here. So I can erase this. We already have that zone highlighted. Price pushes into those candles. That's what I would want to see. There we go. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Getting those bearish candles, letting us know where the sellers reside. Excellent. Excellent. Three minutes left. Sellers sitting at the top of this bullish candle. What happened on the previous 30-minute candle, right? You see this doji here, 9 to 9:30. Let's zoom into that. Let's see what happened there. 9 a.m. we see price close bearish here. And we see price refuse to break these lows, but it closes slightly bearish, right? So where's the area of interest for higher? You see down closed candles. So these up closed candles should have been maintained if we were going to be bearish. 8:30 to 9. Do it like this. Separate these. And then 9 to 9:30. Cool. There goes that pressure stepping in here. Excellent timing. And then here we have bearish candle close on the 30-minute with these. So these zones right here were essentially bearish, right? You saw price holding these, sending price lower, and then they fail. Same thing here, up close candle, fails, right? So with 9:30, we have 10 o'clock news, right? So you want to be patient because Price could still get right back underneath these levels and offer a head and shoulders, the same head and shoulders we saw yesterday. Left shoulder, manipulate higher, head, and then pull back right into this range and start respecting this range like it should have done originally, and then send price lower. All right, so that's what I'm looking for here, highlighting all the bear structure before this manipulation up. That was nice. And then this was that. All right. 10 a.m. is here. Let's check this data, see if it's positive or negative. All right. Data showing positive report. Let's see if that's enough to keep price going higher. 10 a.m. is officially on the table. Let the games begin. So like I said, right, this is going to be a bullish closure. 30-minute chart. You sweep these highs. You get this market structure shift on both charts, right? Looks like price is weakening, guys. It looks pretty weak right now. Let's see how this bullish area right here, right? So we have up, up, up. As I mentioned, right, you really don't want to be buying here because there was no break and retest at all. 1 minute chart. There's an order block down here. But that's it. And there's no down close candle over here, so I won't even consider that valid. The structure of this candle is sitting at the highs of it. So if we get through the upper half of this 30-minute candle, it's probably going to flush. There's no support down in here besides that 30-minute order block down here. And there it goes. Let's see what happens here. Are we getting SMT? Yeah, this candle's, so like, remember, right? You really don't want to be trading this unless you see price start breaking structure on the higher time frame. Right now, there's no breaking structure on the higher time frame. Simply a pullback. So, I like to use the day before or a previous profile that's similar to compare and contrast, right? So with this move higher, if we zoom into it, you're going to see it's not much structure at all on that one either. All right. Structure was from 9 to 9:30. All right. So, you have this base here and you have these down close candles here. Price finally breaks through it. Now you're officially bearish. 5-minute chart. Pushes up, closes. I'm not really too bearish yet until I see price break lower. That confirms the bearishness. So I probably was bearish around like 10:10 yesterday. And then from there, I'm looking for a retest to go lower. So here we are. It's looking like we're probably going to get SMT because if you remember yesterday, there wasn't that big of a discrepancy on price, right? We saw both charts break and take out these lows. Today, there's a massive SMT on the table. Okay, so that catches my attention. This could end up being bullish today, guys. So this looks extremely similar to yesterday. Only difference is ES is not bearish right now, right? And that right there is enough for me to say, I don't think we're going to be bearish. So what I'm waiting for is we have this bullish candle close, right? Beautiful bullish candle close. We just tapped the open price of it. Okay. So what I'm looking for is, can we get a simple bullish profile where I'm looking for, I don't like this bullish candle because like I said, the sellers are at the top of it. So I don't really care to be buying unless we can break and retest, right? Okay. That is the cue. So if I'm patient enough here, either price is going to end up going bearish on ES as well, or NASDAQ will catch up here and you'll start seeing price close through some down close candles. And then once 1030 is here, I'll have a 30-minute profile that I can use for a continuation higher, looking for that hourly candle to close strong and bullish, right? So for now, I could gamble this and try to buy with this market structure shift here. And I may try it low risk because there's nothing telling me to short here. But you get this market structure shift, you get a drive back into this bullish profile. We get a drive back into this bullish order block. You get a clean break of structure here. And if price pulls back and respects this structure, then there's no reason for you not to buy this. So my first trade may be lower risk just because I would be buying it early. But this is where you want to, if we're bullish, right? If price ends up taking this high, this is where you want to be buying it, right? So that's why I would even consider it. Buying it up here is stupid. You've pretty much missed the move at that point. And you're hoping that it keeps going, but we know that there's bearish territory right above it. So we could get like a lower high type of situation, put that lower high and then dump, which happens all the time, right? Same thing here. You put that lower high, drive above it, dump. Put that lower high, drive above it, dump. Happens a lot actually. So there we go. All right, so this is gonna be nice. I think I'm gonna try this if it works with this retest here. We got this down close candle. You don't want to see price get too far below here. Okay. 5-minute chart, did it close? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was aggressive. We tapped into that upper bearish gap here and completely dumped lower. So okay, maybe we'll see how this holds up here. And I'm thinking long off of here. 75 points. Let me get that high, kid. So yeah, something simple where we see down close candle into a bullish area on the higher time frame, break structure, SMT. Now we're back into this zone here. All I'm looking for is some true bullish pressure to show, maybe even an inversion. Yeah, I think I'll wait for that inversion here. Simple inversion, because this gap right here could be filled and it could sweep again before going higher. We've seen that before, right? So this gap right here is what I'm looking at for higher. And I want to see that gap broken on both charts. We've already seen that bullish pressure. Don't be surprised if this skyrockets. Ideal entry price would be, I'm going to put it above here. I'm going to take a bigger stop, more reasonable target. There we go, 1.3, 95 points. This is wild, bro. The ranges are massive deep these days. I don't know if this is going to hold up, but if it does, we know exactly what to do afterwards. 24,851. That's 120 points to the high. I'm actually going to end up buying ES. I can get away with a 15-point stop instead and target about 16 points there. Boom, 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 boom. All right, here we go. Sweeping this low here. Let's see if you get some type of catalyst. Off of this zone. Well, it looks like we're probably going to just end up back bearish. I don't see the speed yet from these levels. It could happen literally right here, right now. That's the lame part about price action. It'll pretend and pretend and pretend as much as possible before the real move. So you can't really say it's over for the buyers. You just can't. You have to wait and see. But yeah, if I do trade this, I have to buy ES with a flip of this gap. There goes that pressure once again at the very last minute. But here we are pushing into this gap now. This gap could be a problem for buyers. So 68.91. I'm not going to do that big of a stop. I don't want to see price come back down in here. 16 points for about 18 points. I'll take that. Maybe even 15 points. And there goes that speed. Yeah, I'm going to get ready to buy this. Depending on how this candle closes in this gap. 15 points, 6 micros. Actually, I'm going to go full risk on this. It just looks too clean. As long as we can flip this bearish gap. That bearish profile is not showing at all right now. We tried multiple times. I would love to see some strong bullish closures. And then that should open the door for higher. There goes that rejection on that gap. Nice. So yeah, now this is where it gets interesting, because if price can reject this gap and then support bullish structure, meaning you get the rejection, of course, but then price ends up right back up in here, that just confirms everything for me. 15 points on the stop, 68.91, 6 micros. Let's see if we can get that 68.91, 68.92 maybe. Yeah, we got 12 seconds left. 68. NASDAQ showing that strength too. 68. All right, I'm long here, guys. How many points was that? 15, about 15 points. 15 or 16 points for 18. And what else was in this area? We have that 5-minute bearish gap, right? That was already filled. Come on, micro, right? Yeah. All right, we're good. Let me put these limits in. And I'm looking for a speed back to the upside. Back up to these highs up here. And I'm tempted to want to target. Let's look at something here. Let's look at something here. Put that there. I'm tempted to look at something that hasn't been swept, right? Like a previous daily high. You know what I mean? Or this previous daily open price, which I think I might be targeting. No, like maybe I should target this. Liquidity here. And then we have that previous session high, all that type of stuff. I could see those being hit on a day like today because price has been so bearish, right? And it's been bearish for days and days. So I could see those being hit. I may end up targeting. It all depends on what type of speed we see here. If I see a lot of speed, I think I'm going to target this session high here for a much, much better RR. I can get 1.5 here. I'm just looking for speed through these bearish levels because just keep in mind, we've been bearish for a long time and we actually got some good data today. And then you get a clean profile like this where price is showing you it just doesn't want to go lower. We tap into bearish territory. And now I'm like, all right, give this a chance to make up for the embarrassment that price has been showing the past few days. We've already mitigated this gap once, so I don't anticipate much selling pressure anymore here. I want to see price close above here. This down close candle. All right. And with that, you should see some acceleration above here. Looks like ES is pushing through that level first, which is nice. You want to see ES keep the lead here. And then what else can we see? We get a closure above here. I may add into this. Again, this is an eval, so I'm looking to be aggressive on the good trades so that I don't have to trade eval much longer. Evals are the worst, bro. But notice, right, we've already taken out this high. There's no other highs left except for the highs up in this area, which also happens to be right next to London high. So that tells me, I'm like, bro, if we can get a strong closure above, yeah, let's see if we can ride this all the way up. Update the TP to at least 1.4R. At least. See if we get a strong close here in the next minute. And here goes more selling pressure. If we start flipping back up, I'm definitely going to add into this. Maybe add like one contract. All right. And that's that. Did we leave any 1 minute gaps here? Oh my goodness. These shorts are not a game, bro. Playing ping pong right now. They haven't taken out any of the highs yet. This is tough. Wow. Boom, boom, boom. Wow, that's a lot of pressure, bro. That's not good, bro. That's tough. Where is all that pressure coming from right now? Back underneath the EMAs. So looking at the 5 minute, right? Where's that 5 minute? Looking at the 5 minute. 1 minute there. All right. Price did I get? All right. So yeah, looking at this 5 minute, I'm like, where is my candle gonna close here? We're 5 minutes away from this candle close. This is tough, but I don't want to see the new candle open up in this territory. All right, yeah. Let's see if we can get some speed up here. I'm going to add into this. If it can start showing that same type of speed, I'll wait a little bit. I want to see price up above here. This is tough. There's a lot of sellers. All right, I'm actually going to add two here. I don't want to see price come back down into here, but at the same time, I can start playing the game, right? If we want to push down into there, I can add contracts, tighten my stop up a little bit, anticipating a run. And then if it comes back against me, I can lower my risk. And I should be risking something close to six or $700 here. Let's see. We're in 8 contracts. SL. So yeah, I'm only risking $500 on this trade, but I was able to add in on that pullback. And then instead of covering this low, I'll cover this low. And I'll probably just add a little bit more. 500 is not terrible. I'm okay with like $600 on this idea. So add a few points down at that low. And we're looking for literally like 2R here, maybe. How much would that be if you set a target up to here? Yeah, like 1,000 would be fire. Yeah. Just looking for speed now. Like I mentioned on that 5-minute chart, we should start seeing the down close candles fail. That's what I'm anticipating. So like I said, if I'm bullish, I want to be buying down here, give myself a chance to anticipate some sort of bullish pressure. The scary part is you don't know how far price is going to push. So I'm trying to find reasons to hold. You know what I mean? But so far, this 30-minute candle is giving you decent protocol right now. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. And then I can start erasing some of this. We already know what that was all about. But once this 30-minute candle closes, I want to see price above bearish candles. A true 30-minute bullish closure should take out 5-minute candles. You know what I mean? Make sure my TP's at the right spot. Yeah. Wait, which one was it, bro? So if I'm on 2R and this is, yeah, so 1,000 would be up in this area. Just make sure my TP's not too far out of sync here. But that Asia high is so close, right? That's why I'm like, I'm gonna give it a chance to try to push through 1,000. If we break and we start hesitating, then I'll probably just cut it. But just want to give price a chance to run here, man. I hope NASDAQ doesn't take the lead, because NASDAQ was giving nice vibes here for higher as well. But you want to buy the stronger one, right? So this is tough because you see the buys are struggling right now. I want to see a similar move to what we saw here. If it starts taking too long in here, this isn't going to work out. We've already been down in here once, twice. I don't want to see much more downside. I want to see speed higher. 5-minute chart. It's about to close in 38 seconds. Let's see if these 38 seconds can hold. If we can hold bullish here, that's a very, very good look. Nice closure. So we're going to open this new 30-minute candle here. I want to see a sharp move higher. All right. And then looking at the profile, just in case price tries to go bearish, right? Just in case. I can see that we have this candle closing here, same thing. And then now once we get this bullish closure, we see that the lower down close candle, this is where the sellers are. We've absorbed those sellers, so that's a good sign. And now if we're bullish, price will maintain any drive back into this zone. So if price does wants to retest in here, we anticipate a strong move. Me personally, I want to see price hold this up close down, the higher down close candle here. I don't want to see price get down into here, but I know that this is where the real buying pressure can step up. Ideally, I just want to see speed though. Maybe like a 1 minute bullish gap. There we go. Yeah, so we have this 1 minute gap here. I want to see this hold up just because of how fast price has been moving lately. If it gets through this gap, it's probably going to stop me out, and then I'll have to draw up another trade idea. So that's the game we play, bro. I can't tell price how to deliver. I can just identify where price is trying to deliver from and give myself a chance. Background, let's make this black. So yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. See if that holds up. And then we're just looking for about 30 points on ES. This could easily be a break-even point as well. So I'll keep my eyes on how price responds up here. This is crazy. So many things you have to consider when you're just looking at these candles. 30-minute closure. Nice. And then you have down close candle. Typically when you open up inside of that break of structure, that 30-minute candle typically rips. You don't need much of a wick. So I'm anticipating this candle to rip like I've seen prior. Boom, boom, boom. Make this yellow. So yeah, that's the base of the trade idea. You have that 1 minute gap as a continuation profile. Looking to see if this can hold up for us, man. Not asking for too much, just for a clean drive higher on a day where I'm sure there's a lot of sellers. Look at gold as well, making a recovery. Boom, 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 boom. See if that ends up being hit. Hopefully it won't, but we are at the mercy of the buy algo currently. So I'm gonna zoom in on NASDAQ. I'll set an alert for this high on NQ. The reason I like much higher is because NASDAQ is pretty much neck and neck here. We know NASDAQ is weaker based on this 930 manipulation. So ES should make a deeper or a further move than NASDAQ. So that's why I bought ES. Good add so far. We added at the right spot. It looks like we could get some real speed here any moment now. 5 minute. This unmitigated gap here gets my attention. Anything above this high is going to be tough. But I'm just trusting, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's easy. I could easily go in here and be like, all right, TP right here and call it a day. But I'm done playing that game with these markets, bro. Like, these specific markets, you should have bigger targets. It's going way past what it should, right? Fast forward to like maybe summertime or December or November. That's a completely different playing field. Then you should probably scale back and start taking smaller moves. You know what I mean? So this target is pretty much me understanding that the market has been running lately. So I shouldn't be afraid to let my trades run. So we're 5 minutes into this 30-minute candle. decent move above here. Notice price drive back into this high. I would love to see price show a lot more strength above this level here. All right. I think my stop's in a good spot. Maybe like 12 points is okay. I don't want to see price return back to here. And as I mentioned, we've already mitigated this gap. So the next gap is here. And if I'm looking at this gap, I'll say, well, where were the buyers in this gap? It's up at the top of the candle. So I would want to see price at least retest this liquidity zone here, at least something like this, before I start considering taking partials or something like that. All right, alert went off here. Let's see what it was. All right, so we haven't taken that high yet over here. Let's see if NASDAQ can take this high. If NASDAQ can take this high, that means ES should continue, right? And I'm looking up here. I'm like, this is tough because this is bearish. What's in there? 1 minute bearish gap. Yeah, this could turn here. I'm tempted to just take my 500 on the day and come back tomorrow because we're playing with fire, right? We know price is bearish. We don't know how long price is going to be bullish. I'm giving it a chance to just like take off, but this rejection, unfortunate, bro. I hate when stuff like this happens because I'll get out here because of this small 1 minute rejection, knowing that all it takes is one candle and we're back at break even. Right? How about this, bro? Yeah, bro. How about this? I'm sticking with my guns here. It's that simple, right? How about this? I'm moving my stop up to even less money now. This is going to be you know what I mean? You can't play too conservative anymore. This is a $400 stop. I want like $200 on this trade. Underneath that fair value gap. If price gets way back in here, stop me out, buddy. All right. But if price goes where I think it's going, which would be this Asia high or London high. Wait, let me see, which one was it? It was, 3 a.m. highs. Clean highs, relative equal highs. If we get back up in that area, I want to be a part of that, right? And if I'm wrong here, take me out. I'll look for shorts. But you can't play these games too conservative, bro. You got to play to win and play to win big. Otherwise, they keep you right where they want you. Just need NASDAQ to show some life, bro. I need NASDAQ to take this high and then I'll be good. I wouldn't even be worried. I just don't want to see SMT off of this high right now, man. Come on, kid. Just get it over with. Like, the longer price hangs out at this level, the sketchier this trade becomes. Textbook trade, right? All we're looking for is the market to do its part and go hit something on the higher time frame. We've already taken out these highs prior to our buy trade. You know what I mean? So like, NASDAQ should take this high. If I'm just looking at NASDAQ alone, NASDAQ looks like it wants to take this high as well. Based on how we responded down in here. Remember, that was the key to the trade idea. Right? We saw price respect this order block, push all the way back down into it. And once price showed that immediate rejection, and then you saw the SMT with ES, it's like, bro, this is not bearish. We saw what bearish profile looks like after you get that 930 sweep, right? Where was it? Here. This is a bearish profile. You sweep into something bearish and immediately flip what you were using as support. Here, we tried to flip it and completely got rejected. So I'm like, this high is where price wants to go instead of this low. And we're getting some speed. Yeah, we should be fine, guys. Yeah, we should be good. There we go. Now that's a trade. How many points is this? 19 points here. Let me update VIP. Take partials on VIP here. Oh, actually, TP already hit on VIP. I only sent 20 points. There it is. And now this is where I'm like, I just need to see NASDAQ take this high. Don't stop now. I like that we're still showing life, though. I like that we're still showing more upside because there's a lot more to go. We could end up on Asia highs for NASDAQ as well, right? But for sure, this high needs to be taken. There we go. I have an alert set on NASDAQ. So once NASDAQ takes that high, I think I'm going to be done with this trade. And I'm just hoping that ES can hit this high by the time NASDAQ gets to this 950 high. All right. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, let's see if we can get that from NASDAQ here. Almost there, bro. Have this 1 minute gap being filled right now. So far, all the 1 minute bullish PDRAs have been holding up. So I don't want to see them start to flip now. If so, then now it's like, okay, I gave it a chance to run. It didn't want to run. I'll take whatever the market wants to give me here. You know what I mean? There goes that aggressive move that might be devastating here if we can't maintain. We have 10 minutes left in this candle. This 30-minute candle showed really good strength. The heartbeat of this candle is sitting, yeah, as we mentioned, down in here. Let me do this instead. Say, all right, here we go. There goes that bearish pressure. It's like I said, I don't even, none of this, I can't even look at trading the same anymore. You just take a trade you like, have legitimate targets, and give it a chance to hit. If it doesn't want to hit that day, try it again the next day. It don't want to hit that day, try it again after that. Eventually they'll hit. And I still think this hits because of how clean NASDAQ is trading. We have higher time frame fair value gaps sitting in here. 3 minute, 2 minute, back into this 2 minute gap, all the way back at break even almost. And this is what I mean by quick, how quick price can turn against you. So that's where it's like, uh-oh. And there goes literally 20 points instantly. The opposite way. Like, get out of here, bro. So just let this do whatever it wants to do here. I really could care less, simply because I'm expecting NASDAQ to take that high. And I think we are going to take that high. If that high isn't taken and we leave that high, what will happen is this new 30-minute candle will give me a reason to short. And then I could just short it. And the short should take out this low. If we're not taking out that high, give me that low, right? But I still think we're bullish. I think price is just very, very overwhelmed with a lot of sellers. So the sells are going to hit quick and then be absorbed quickly, if you ask me. cut that one there for 200. I thought I had my stop set at 200 bucks. This is, bro, come on, bro. I could have sworn I drew this up and I moved it to where this was 200 bucks. Oh, wait, no. Okay. I guess I did add 2 more contracts, so I think that was 6. And that would have been, yeah, like 200 bucks down here. 300 bucks, if that, but. All right, yeah, so I'm out of that. I'm going to start looking for these shorts. And like I said, same thing applies. Good entry, big target, simple. And like yesterday was like the final straw for me because I'm like, bro, because Monday, I think it was Monday or Tuesday, I caught 120 points on the short. Fabulous. And then yesterday's short, I think I got stopped out in here or somewhere. I took 2 stabs at the short, one down here, one up here, got stopped out. And then the last trade idea was like, all right, here's like, this looks like this is gonna hold. This up close candle should be where I short. And if I can get a good entry, I went break even a little too early on that one, I would say. I got stopped break even on this one, but big target, right? I want a good entry and I want to target big target. So this was a 250 point target that actually hit, right? Are we about to try to take off again here? I'm scared to try this buy, man. I feel like it's going to absorb these buyers, but maybe take a stab at it. Yeah, let me take a stab at it. I'm going to take a stab at this buy with the tight stop once again. Understanding that if I'm wrong on the buys, I'm going to nuke the shorts. And this will be stop loss. 300 bucks. There we go. I'll take it, right? You see how I'm using lower risk here, but I'm still looking to play the game. That high is 500. I can still target these highs here. It's just important for price to break this bearish level here on NASDAQ, which, like I mentioned, the profile is bullish. So I'm trying to stick with the buyers here. Like I'm trying to give them a chance to deliver, right? If I'm wrong, I know where price is headed. So that's why I'm playing the game the way I'm playing it right now. I was floating about 800 bucks already. And then literally, like I said, all it takes is 2 candles or 1 candle. And next thing you know, I'm down 200 bucks. But it's all good. I think we'll get some speed here eventually. And I'm watching this candle closure closely, bro. If we can't show any life here, I'm going to cut this buy. I'm looking for a fast recovery. Otherwise, the shorts are taking over slowly but surely here. You see these up close candles here at the start of this candle? We slam lower. 30-minute chart. You're going to get bearish closures in the next 2 minutes here. So if we're truly bearish, what will happen is price will absorb these buyers here. SMT at the high, as confluence, right? And then this becomes the highest point for the buyers, and price could fail. Once again, if it hits this level and fails, I'm short. I'm shorting it, and I want to short it all the way down at least to these lows here. And I'll short NASDAQ. And we should expect a fast short because price has been moving quick today. Come on, give us these buys, though. I would much rather the buys hit because we've seen a lot of bullish order flow. This could be a 1.5 R 160 point short. In these last 2 minutes, if we can start closing back above this black line, that would be fire, but it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good for the buyers. I'm going to go break even shortly. I may even just take this. If we don't close through it, I might take it. Because look at ES. ES is doing the same exact thing here. Pretending to be bullish. And we hit a higher time frame level, right? So that's where I understand that the buyers have done a good job pushing price way up from here up into this blue line. Yeah, I'm gonna have to cut this, bro. It's not. Unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to go with the short. I would prefer the buys though, bro. We've been shorting every day of this week. There's no way it's just gonna keep doing that. Come on, push. 38 seconds. Go, 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 go. Give me a 20-point move straight up here, right? Because I'm looking at this level with very, very bearish intentions. Super bearish off of this level here from 10:30 up until 11, which is right now. We see price fail to go higher. Yeah, we keep wicking this area. I would want to see the next 30-minute candle open up aggressive, but it could also open up aggressively bearish. So I got to be careful here. Put my hand on this exit button here. Don't want to take any heat on the short here. I'm giving it a chance to try to like take off right here, right now on the buys. Because, you know, just because this is rejection right now, doesn't mean the next 30-minute candle is going to respect this level. Bro, go up first, bro. Show me what you want to do in here. We had this up close candle. So like we're opening in bearish territory on NASDAQ. Same thing over here, but this is the upper most closure. I would love to see that get retested, bro, before going lower. I think it's just trash, bro. I think it's just gonna go bearish. It's not even trying to go higher right now. Like, what's the holdup, bro? Even if you are bearish, I need to see you drive into here and show me that weakness. You know what I mean? So I don't want to cut it right now before we even tap into it. We could rip right through it if we're still bullish. If we're bearish, it's gonna slam off of this. We got this high. Bro, this is so... Oh my goodness. Like, why do you hang out in areas for so long? Just go. I would love to see this like smoke these sellers in here. There's a lot of people who see this SMT off of this high and they're shorting right now. You know that, right? We already know this, but they could be right. This market structure shift short, we tap into a higher time frame PD array and slam lower. But we're back above this 5-minute line here on ES, which is good for buyers. Look at the 30-minute wick. We've done some damage with the wick. We're respecting this previous 30-minute body, right? You see how price is rejecting that body here? That's nice, right? You see this low? We jab into it and get a lot of energy from it. We're not stuck in that previous 30-minute range. As far as the body price, there we go. That's what you want to see if we're bullish. Now it cannot fail. If it fails, I can't sit through this. We've seen too many failures, right? Now that we have this new 30-minute candle open, I want to see speed higher for sure if we're bullish. If we fail again, I'm going to lock in on the short idea. There we go. Good speed there. Good re-entry. Let's see if price can start taking this high on NASDAQ like we anticipate. I need to see a closure through this up close candle. I'm sorry, yeah. This up close candle. I need to see speed through it. There we go. Let's go hit this Asia high. Come on. 13 points here. Come on. If we can get through this high on oh man, this is tough. This could slam lower. It's still in that bearish range, right? I want to see it get past here. If we do, I think I'm going to add 2 more. And just play the game. I'm officially playing the game, guys. My bias has been spectacular. And I need to start catching these massive moves because they're too easy. It's been way too easy. Sitting at 1.5R or 1R in a trade where it goes 17R. I can't keep seeing that. And plus, the bigger your wins, the easier it is for payouts, right? All I need is 2 big trades in a week, and I don't even need to trade for the entire week. I could stop there, right? And then it also decreases the impact of your losses. So like if you're only catching like 1.5 R or 1 R trades, but then you take losses here and there, you could be trading for 6 days and only be up like $500 or $1,000, and that's tough. That's tough to manage. You want to be the days where you're spot on, the days where your bias was perfect, you want big trades to show for it. And that's the game I'm playing. All right, yeah, I'm gonna add in here, bro. Well, let's see, closure through it. Yeah, I'm gonna add in 2 more there. Modify, confirm. And then now when I go in, this is my new average price. I want to see what my stop needs to be for like $300. There we go. And I don't want to see price back down here, right? So I'll take that. And my new stop will be here. And I might even do $200 or break even, bro. Might even go break even. If we get back in this area, it's not what I'm looking for. I'm okay with that. Yeah. Let me see. 8. Sorry. Confirm. Nice closure above here. And I don't want to see price go back through it. I want to see price, if it does retest this red zone here, it shows rejection. If we start closing back in this red zone, I'm out. I'll probably lock in on the shorts. All right. We need to start using these bearish areas of interest as catapults to go higher instead of manipulate and then close back inside. Oh, no. We're back above this blue line here. Let's see if we can use this blue line as support with some wicks. EMA is trailing. We need the EMA to catch up. Come on, bro. Show some speed for me. Yeah, if you're holding the longs here, drop a like. If you're bullish, I know I'm bullish, but a lot of you guys may see something different. But if you are bullish and you agree, drop a like on the stream. Let's charge up these trades. Give it some energy to continue. There we go, nice. And we're about to take this high, so that confirms everything I need to know about the bullish narrative. Good job. Way to stick to your guns. Alert going off. Let's check on metals. They're not doing much. All right, so this is where I'll reduce my risk even more. I don't want to see price back down here at all. I'm looking for Asia highs on ES. And that would be how much of a target here? If we're in 8 contracts and we target, yeah, about $900. Yeah. Asia highs here, and then remember this blue line here is another alert for me on the NASDAQ. Good job holding through that unnecessary drawdown. That's just price being price, bro. Like this pullback right here, devastating. Why would it do that? Who knows? It gives up 20 points and then gives another 25 points the opposite way. It's crazy, bro. Like I don't even know what game we're playing anymore. It's like, bro, it's too dirty at times. And then we are pushing through some key levels here. I'm just gonna go break even, bro. I just don't like playing this game as if I'm always gonna lose. I need to play to win every single time. Like I could easily take partials here and be like, oh, just in case it pulls back. No, bro, if it pulls back, stop me out. I don't want it. If it's not about to run, I don't even want those trades anymore. I want the trades that just run. Like these shorts from yesterday. That's what did it for me. I'm like, bro, if I take the premium discount zone, I'm sorry, premium short zone here, I catch a short and I just hold it. Don't go break even. Somewhere in here, you just hold it, bro. Maybe lower your risk a little bit. If you add in, if I don't add in, don't touch your stop loss. And just let it go, bro. Let it go, bro. That game is way funner. It's much more fun if you ask me. I'd be okay with those results. So here we are right now. See if this continues to run. And I have to move my stop here because I added into this one. All right, so fair enough. So if it does stop me out, whatever, I just can't I can't. Let me see. What's the best place for my stop here? We had a few things on the table, right? Remember going into this trade, we said at 10:30 we had official bullish territory here. Green. I'll erase all the 1 minute confirmations. We had official bullish territory right here. And then this 5 minute candle was a part of it as well. So here at 10:30, when this candle closed, I'm like, bro, this is a bullish closure. We have SMT, NASDAQ respected the fair value gap in the order block below. This could go higher. This is not a bearish profile, right? If it's not bearish, then it should be bullish, right? So it's not bearish. So I'm like, let me look for buys. Here goes your confirmation candle. Like I said, I got in prematurely anticipating this to be a confirmation on the 30 minute. And then from there, I'm looking for the new 30 minute to agree with what I just signed up for. All right, and we see the new 30 minute drive into the same area here. Offer a 5 minute break of structure now. So now on the higher time frame, it matches what we took on the lower time frame. If I go to the lower time frame, you're gonna see the same pattern. Price drives into a bullish area of interest, break structure. We broke structure once. Now we're breaking structure twice. Right? The first break of structure, we got an aggressive pullback. Second break of structure, we could get another aggressive pullback. Actually, I should probably prepare for that. Let's see, man. We have this 5 minute gap here. Price could want to tap into it. I'm hoping ES, just runs here. Maybe NASDAQ fills the gap. Either way, but I may take partials looking at this, because if it pulls back, you know what? I'm not gonna do it. If it pulls back, get a different entry. I'm just not gonna do it, because if I'm wrong and it doesn't pull back, I'm gonna be sick. But if it does pull back, get out, small loss, recoup, find a better entry. All right, and then like I was saying, this confirmation was here. We pulled back, broke structure on the lower time frame. So once price drove into here at 10:30, when we tap into this green zone here, we break structure on the 1 minute. Okay, this is the first break of structure on that 1 minute here. So yeah, it could pull back. Hopefully it doesn't feel like it needs to. Hopefully the EMA holds up. Hopefully there's a lot of people selling, so we absorb those sellers and just rip. But here was your market structure shift down in here. Price drives down into this low, takes out the low, breaks this high. Once we break that high, I know that price should pull back. With that pullback, I want to see price maintain this down close candle. And that's exactly what we saw. So it's like, all right, I should buy this. All right, swept the high, pulled back to that down close candle that swept those lows, maintained it. Beautiful, beautiful move. I was patient enough to wait for this inversion. I could have got in on this strong rejection candle. I just didn't want to jump the gun. All right, we get through this bearish gap, and that's where I take my stab at the buy. My first buy was here. Excellent read on price, right? You see what's happening, right? And then here, this retest just confirmed that price wants higher, because we try to sell through it and we get more bullish pressure And then what do you know? We get back in this area again and we show even more bullish pressure after we've taken out these highs. So that tells me the draw should be this Asia high. And that's what I'm looking for now, right? We've seen price confirm this area 1, 2, 3 times, and we still haven't hit Asia high. The other liquidity on the table is right in front of us, but it's not that far away from Asia high. So that's why I'm like, bro, if we're bullish, if we're truly, truly bullish, we're going to hit that Asia high. There's a lot of orders sitting there. There's a lot of relative equal highs. There's a lot of liquidity that was left from yesterday's sell-off that was never swept. And I'm saying Asia highs, I mean, this is London's high. 7 a.m., 3 a.m. high. Yeah, London's high, my bad. So I'm just looking for a blast through those highs. And that'll wrap up today's spiel. I'm just looking down here to see where would be the best entry on this. I think I did get the best entry. Here at 1021 was ideal. If your stop is here, it's a massive stop though, bro. That's the catch. And that's another reason why I'm looking for a big move. If my original entry was telling me I needed 20 points, I should naturally try to hit this London high anyway, because I need RR on these trades, bro. I need risk to reward. That makes your trading journey so much better. Right? And this is coming from someone, I spent all last year trading one-to-ones. And I realized, like, if your win rate is good, like when you're on a hot streak, you can't complain. There's no complaints. But those months where you start taking losses and those months where the market is chopping, you can go into a cold spell quick, and it's like 2 or 3 months go by and you haven't gotten any payout. And I'm like, bro, it's because I'll win 3 and I'll lose 2, or I'll win 1, lose 1, or I'll win 4, lose 2, right? Even though you're slightly profitable, it's like, bro, that's going to take a long time to scale. You're going to need like 30, 40 trades to get one payout if you're going back and forth like that. But at the same time, it's not like every trade is going to be a banger, right? I know price should pull back here, so I'm not really going to overthink that, but that's the catch as well. Like some trades like today, if we keep showing this hesitation at these levels, guys, I'm just going to cut it, because I can genuinely say I gave it a chance. And that's all I want to do nowadays, just give it a chance to run. If my original entry, like I said, was here, I wouldn't care. But because I moved my stop up, the buys are a little different, right? This is where like your trader compass or whatever should ring a bell. You're like, all right, I shouldn't be targeting these massive moves on the buy side. I should be targeting big moves lower, right? So now if price wants to start pretending to be bearish, I'll respect that, because we've seen the buyers offer a really nice move from the open up until now. Now I'm like, okay, yeah, now we've taken out that high on NASDAQ. If price wanted to turn here and start wasting time in here, I get it. I can take my profits. And I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do here, bro. But it's almost like, because today's Friday and I'm in a good mood, and these buys are just unstoppable right now. They're looking really good. That's part of the reason why I'm like, I'll just hold this. I don't really need to make money today. I need a big trade or a couple small losses is what I'm looking for today. We know when this high is taken, there's going to be a pullback. Every time price is taking out a high, what happens? Pullback. Every single time. Take out this high, pullback. So anticipating a pullback is fine. I just don't want to see an aggressive pullback. I want to see smaller pullbacks now. The closer we get to here, right? I don't want to see these deep pullbacks just to go up in here. I want to see the smaller, more efficient pullback, sweep an internal low, and then just go. Right? Every pullback doesn't have to be 20 points. Like, come on. That's what I'm looking for. Small pullbacks, small pullbacks, small pullbacks. But at the same time, we already know the market's going to do whatever it wants to do. But I think as long as we can keep the bias appropriate and we're on the right side, you're going to catch massive trades. And if we look at this from a Fibonacci point of view, this low to this high should offer at least 0.5 standard deviation. At least, right? If you're being technical, if you're a fan of ICT, when you see price offer a manipulation drive, that was fake. This was fake here. We're anticipating price to at least hit that 0.5, or most traders like the 2 standard deviation. I think that's kind of absurd at times. So I go with the 0.5 and look at what it aligns with. It aligns perfectly with my TP right now, and I didn't even know that. All right, so I'm just giving price a chance to at least hit this Asia high before I give up on the buys. Let me check on the chat, see what everybody's up to today, man. What is everybody up to today? I don't like that rejection, guys. I don't like that at all. Oh, NASDAQ looks fine though. Come on, Nazi. Take the lead if you want. I'm okay with that. We're super close to Asia high. I keep saying Asia. Super close to London's high here. 69.20 is my target. And I got it a few points above, just in case price wants to just blast through it like it's been doing lately. All right, alert going off. NASDAQ is ripping. Come on. Yeah, Asia high might get hit. We might even go all the way up here. It's only 35 points. Yeah, just looking for another push through these London highs. And like I said, I'm looking for more short-term pullbacks here. That's a beautiful pullback. And now, as long as price maintains these highs, there's a great order block sitting right here. Price puts in this down closed candle, and then you see a lot of pressure from it. Price can retest it. We've seen it done. We've seen it today multiple times. Price puts in this down closed candle, shows a lot of pressure, but what happens? Finds its way right back in that area, sweeps it out, more pressure, and then later on you even find it back in this zone. So it had to hit this level 3 different times before the buyers could go, but it never. There it is. Look, it's almost like the market is in full scam mode. Every single break of structure, every single move has to be met with some sort of algorithmic fear, like to make people think it's still bearish. I don't get it. It's a scam, bro. I'm convinced. I've been trading way too long. They genuinely play mind games every second of every day on these charts. And it's like, is it really necessary? Like, why are you so extra, bro? I can understand like sometimes, but every day you wake up, the market is trying to steal your money. It's crazy. And it takes you a while to see it. But after a while, you start to say, bro, like, every time I for sure think something's about to happen, it uses it against me. Like, I'm sure a lot of people thought this was going to break structure and go short. A lot of people got stopped out trying to short this. Same over here. A lot of people got stopped trying to short it. I'm sure there was 5-minute inversions. A lot of those inversion traders. No 5-minute gap is flipped on ES. NASDAQ. All right, here. A lot of people shorted this. I know it for a fact. This inversion here on the NASDAQ, a lot of people shorted that. It's crazy. It's crazy, kid. That's kind of like why I like to play it now. I can see it for what it is. I like to play it. I can see it for what it is. I think I'm going to cut this. I don't have time because we still have like a lot of bearish pressure right here. And we hit this level on NASDAQ showing weakness. You don't want to get too in love, fall too in love with these buys here. So I'm going to start trailing. I want to put my stop underneath here. But then again, it's like, bro, price will sweep this level and still be bullish. I'm just trying to be patient, bro. It's 11:30. Oh, yeah, we're about to get a pullback, bro. Dilemmas of a trader. Do I take my $600 and call it a day? Or do I hold and see what happens? All right, let's go look at the 5 minute. 5 minute will tell the story. We flip this. All right, don't pull back too fast. If it gets too far into here, I'm just gonna let it go. I won't even think about closing it then. I'm not taking $400, $500. I need at least 600, 700 to reward me for my excellent tape reading today. 5 minute. So, all right. Okay. Yeah. We're about to close this 30-minute candle in 5 more minutes. Let's see how it closes. I really don't even care for a pullback. We know it's going to pull back. We've seen it. Can't even be bothered by it. That's the game they like to play. A lot of people are probably going to try to short the pullback, but I just don't even want to see any more pullbacks. We've seen so many that it's like, if you're truly bullish, just get where you're going, kid. You know the sellers are over leveraged right now. You know that there's a lot of seller liquidity sitting up here, a lot of stops up here. Let's just go run those stops. You know what I mean? If not, then it's not going to, and it's going to start running buy stops and start coming from my stop instead. You know what I mean? So looking at this, boom, boom, boom. Where's the sellers? Yeah. Bullish candle closure. Here's your structure. This is what you want to see hold up if you're a buyer. So you can't panic yet. Beautiful sell pressure denied, makes a new high. We could push back into this area and still be extremely bullish. So that's essentially that's the game plan here. Price wants to drive into here, manipulate this low and keep going. I'm here for it. But what I don't like is how ES is now taking out lows and NASDAQ isn't. See, now that's scam, like that's bearish type material, unless NASDAQ can take it too. Why wouldn't NASDAQ take this low? If we get SMT like that, it shouldn't. Yeah, ES should take that low and NASDAQ. Yeah, they both should take this low. And keep in mind, right, this will be an area of interest for the next 30-minute candle, right? So if we're bullish, you're not going to see bullishness right now. You're going to see price close this candle in 2 more minutes. And then you'll see price offer whether it's bullish or bearish. It's like a mystery. It's a reveal. NASDAQ should take this low though, bro. And we got this bullish fair value gap sitting right here. 30-minute chart. What do we got? 30-minute chart is, we need to see a closure through this blue line for ES. Closure through that blue line says a lot for me to continue holding this. Got to learn how to hold, my friends. I think that's the final key to trading. Once you learn how to trade, you got to learn how to hold. You may learn how to hold, early in your journey. But for me, I had a tough time holding. If I saw 1R, 1.5R, I'm like, give me that. All right, there it is. I'm gonna cut this here. That's close enough for me. It's gonna be 23, 22 points or so. Yeah, I'm gonna take that, my friends. And I'm out for the weekend. 888. Do I want to take it? I gotta take it. Let's go. I'll take that. Positions removed. We are out of here. And don't want to get greedy on the buys, just taking proper liquidity. I think we should hit this level as well. But, it's a start. Held my position much, much longer than what I would have anticipated. And I think that's fair. Fair game here. Fair game here. $900 with a $200 trade. I was only risking $200 on this move, right? So that's the game I have to play. Cut down your risk and just have bigger targets, bro. Try to get the best entry possible, right? Try to get as good of an entry as possible. Here, this was tough because I could have gambled here and been like, all right, this is a good reaction off of the level. Let me see if this holds. Put a 12-point stop, maybe add like 5 points or 3 points, 15 points here, and then start looking for, that's 1.5, give me 2. Right, this would have been the more aggressive entry. You know what I mean? But here, 1 second, let me go do something real quick. All right, cool. So I'm gonna do a quick recap of today's trade so I can post it on Instagram, and I hope everybody enjoys their weekend, right? Looks like we are officially pushing towards this Asia. I keep saying Asia. Price is finally pushing towards this London high, which was the ultimate draw, about 31 points or so, 32 points. I settled a couple points before. And what I'm looking at is the market magically green today. Nvidia is a big player in the NASDAQ sector. And you see Nvidia offer the same profile, 930 opens, but you don't get much of a pullback at all here. You get a tiny wick back into here. If you look into these candles, you'll see that every time price tries to go lower, it never survives the retest. Right? We push lower. If you're bearish, you want to see this retest and hold up. No signs of bearishness. No signs of reversals. Right? And then here you are right here. Same thing here. Now you're actually seeing some selling pressure for the first time, right? Sell off, pull back, break through it. Sell off, pull back, rejection now. So that could be something to look out for. Cool. So looking at price right now, what did we see going into today's session? Here's your recap of about 22 points on longs today, making me about 700, 800 bucks per account. Let's lock into this here. What did we see? Bar replay. Select bar replay. 10 a.m. was a good spot, yeah. So let's see here. All right, cool. So if I back this up, cool. So yeah, if I back this up, you'll see price opens, right? It's always nice to just wait for the open and get that opening range. All right, so simply waited for the open today. It wasn't that clear going into the market open, so I really didn't want to have any positions going. And then you see 930 opens. We drive into bearish territory, right? Once we hit that bearish territory, my eyes immediately go to how did price respond on the 5-minute chart. And we see that, okay, we have some bearish pressure here. Nice. Not bad. So first sign of bearishness, this entire candle. And you have 930 here. So I'm like, all right, from 930 to 10, this is where the sellers are. Make this red. And then on the contrary, if you look at NASDAQ, Friday at 9:30 right here. Right, so on the contrary, if you look at NASDAQ, you'll say, all right, cool. So yeah, looking at NASDAQ, you'll be like, all right, we're bearish as well over here on NASDAQ. Here's your selling pressure with this candle close at 9:30. Naturally, I want to know, where did this bullish pressure even come from? Right? So at 9:30, was this like random or was this move legit? That's what I have to investigate. So I'm looking down and I'm like, yeah, this could be serious bullish pressure based on this order block right here. And based on this order block right here. So there's SMT off of this order block, right? You see ES fails to take out this 730 low. NASDAQ takes it out along with tapping into a different 30-minute OB. Right, so this is the OB right here, the 730 OB that ES respected. NASDAQ reaches a little deeper into this OB. Right. So with that, I'm like, all right. I'm like, okay, here we go. This could genuinely be bullish. Let me pay attention to how price put structure in this 930 candle. Like I mentioned, right, we saw at 930 price offer a series of up close candles, and then we finally get some selling pressure. So for me, that's not enough to prove that we're bullish. If we're bullish, I want to see price create bearish pressure and flip it, right? So we created bearish pressure, but we haven't flipped it. And then now we're retesting where price has already been. And what do you notice? We're getting another SMT. NASDAQ is way down in the base in this down close candle right here. Right? NASDAQ is back in this area. So I'm like, if this holds up with this SMT, that's more confluence. But I need, like I said, I need 5-minute closures to start flipping these bearish candles before I believe we're bullish. All right. So if I go to the 30-minute, game plan is simply wait 30 minutes to an hour to see if we can start flipping these bearish candles, or at the very least create new bearish candles and start flipping those, right? So what happens, this candle closes here at 1025. All right. And then from there, I'm thinking, bingo, where are the down close candles that are being flipped here? You see here, this becomes bullish for me. As long as this area maintains on any retest, I like higher from this level. So I can make this green officially. Same thing over here. Of course, I'm going to be trading ES because ES is showing a lot more strength so far this session, right? So 10 to 1030, nice bullish closure. And we're closing through these down close candles here. So I'm like, perfect. On top of that, ES is starting to break through these bearish candles at the beginning of the range. NASDAQ hasn't, so I'm not necessarily buying just yet. I want to see how price responds in this newly printed bullish area. All right, so now that 1030 is on the table, I can wait now and I can say if price respects this level here, see, there it is. All right, if price drives into here and respects this level, I'm game. I'm game for higher, as long as we can start breaking structure on the 1 minute now. Because I've seen 30-minute confirmation. You know what I mean? I see price is still bullish. I go to the 5-minute. I see what I want to see here. We're respecting this level here. All right. I want to zoom down now and I want to see if 1 minute structure can give me a good entry. All right. So here we are. I see 1 minute structure has already broken structure multiple times. You have here, which is a really nice move lower, break structure, pull back, continue, right? And then you have this move right here, drives into it. And now you're saying, all right, we've already seen the 1 minute structure continue to make new highs. Right, we can see that. New high, pull back, hold, new high, pull back, hold. Now we're pulling back. We're anticipating this to hold now. There's no reason for me to be afraid to buy off of a simple inversion or something. So now you're saying, all right, at 11, I want to buy this. I want to buy this and I want to take it higher, right? I'm not trading the NASDAQ, so let me flip over to here. And same analysis applies. If NASDAQ is telling you to buy, you can blindly buy the stronger asset. But in order to be more surgical, I can just make sure everything is pretty much a copy and paste type of thing. What I see over here is what I'm seeing over here. So you can get in, pull the trigger on ES. 15-point stop. And then if you zoom out, you'll see that price has a lot to work with for higher, right? We've been selling off for days. So the first thing that comes to mind for me is, where are those overnight highs? So if I turn on my indicator, I'll be able to see where are the overnight highs. And there goes one right there that was never swept. So that becomes my draw for short-term moves. All right, that session high right there. Go back to the 5-minute. This is your trade, about 22 points. 15-point stop. And see how this plays out, right? We just took this trade this morning, so pretty cool move, right? Pretty effective move, pretty obvious move. The cool thing about price action lately is you're seeing really nice expansions, right? As a trader, you need to see the market expand. That's really good for scalpers, right? So here, my position was, here, I'll post it right here. Let's see. Copy this, paste it here. And there's my position live this morning, right? And I also pyramided into this idea. Really clean session highs. And that was that. Be sure to tune into the streams if you're serious about trading. Check out our streams. I'm online every single day. And you'll notice not a lot of traders are actually doing that. They want you to, pay X amount of dollars just to watch them trade. But I don't think that's necessary, bro. We'll catch you guys on Monday. Enjoy your weekend. And I am out for the weekend here. Take care as always. God bless. And see you next week.